Alright, you guys. So, I had my rant video the other day about counterfeits. And my daughter proceeded to watch. She likes to watch my YouTube videos. Whether they're entertaining or not, she likes them. So my daughter's 8 years old. She's pretty sharp. And she noticed, by watching my videos, she said, "Daddy, I thought you said you didn't like clones in the one video." And I said, "No, I don't. I hate clones. I hate counterfeits." And then she pointed out to me that in my straight razor video, I referred to my sharpening kit that I have that's really reminiscent of the Edge Pro as a clone. I make most of my videos after I've been working or had a few beers. It's like today, I just got off work. I'm exhausted. There's probably going to be some slip-ups because I don't script anything. So what I meant to say is it's a copy. It's equivalent of like looking at a Smith's versus a Lansky. Basically same. I mean, they're the same system. There's just minor differences. The handle's a little different. The stones attach differently. But I mean, they're both. Edge Pro's a good system. I just didn't like. I didn't like having to unscrew everything every time. The one I've got's got some springs that hold the. It might not hold the stone in place as well. So I just wanted to get that out there. First of all, I apologize for. I will try to be more consistent on the verbiage that I use for certain things. I will use counterfeit versus clone. I use copy versus counterfeit. And once again, just emptied my pockets. My everyday, the one my father got for me, and this one. Every day. Every day. As a matter of fact, I just sold my Sebenza. I had somebody ask me for it, and I sold it. So, but what we're going to do today is talking about counterfeits. And I told you guys kind of in my rant video the other day that I had a neighbor down around the corner here whose stepmother asked me if I wanted to buy a box of knives because she'd had a falling out with her stepson. And give me just a second, the dog's about to escape. I gotta close the door, but get back. She asked me if I would like to buy a box of knives, and like I said, I saw some of the Spydercos. I got him a couple of nice Spydercos. I got him a native. I got him an Endura. He liked my Endura 5, or I'm sorry, my Endura stainless. I got him one of the ones with the FRN. So I knew that those knives were, but like I said, I saw a couple in the box. So man, I lucked out. This kid bought some really nice knives, and then I found out they kind of were. One of them, it's up in the air. I'm out. The verdict is out. It may be an actual Chris Reeves. I bounced it back and forth against my Sebenza back. I may be actually sending it to Chris Reeves just to validate whether it is or not, because one of them, obviously, stainless steel handles, you know, it's an obvious counterfeit. But the other one it's titanium, it's nice, it's smooth. I really, side by side with my Sebenza before I sold it today, actually drove home at lunch, picked it up so I could give it to the guy, and I only charged him $200. It had been well worked, well worn, well used. It was scratched up, so I really wasn't seeing that many glaring differences. But on this one, however, now I can't find the one with the stainless steel handle, and I don't know what I did with it, or I would have it out here. I'm not showing the one that is possibly an actual Sebenza, but this is the Strider that was in the box. And while I'm not a Strider guy, have sharpened enough of them, you know, working with military guys. They like Striders. Striders are amazing knives. And I don't know why I don't. It's the same thing. It's just a flipper, and it's smoother, and the hand to grip's better. But back to this one. Box looked a little hinky to me at first after I got it home, and then I got to looking at the edge. And the first big thing that I noticed is that is not the sharpening choil I've ever seen on any of the Striders that I've had come in and had me sharpen. Blade's a little thin. I mean, I've never seen a SNG, SMF, SNG, whatever this one would be, the smaller of the two. I've never seen one with such a hollow ground blade. As a matter of fact, most of them are pretty thick. This one's pretty thin. And I don't know who he had sharpen this, but I may have some competition because this knife is sharp. For a counterfeit, the edge is pretty good. The tip was not, I mean, you can't really see it. I'm going to try it here. Tip was kind of off. But yeah, that sharpening choil should be a lot deeper. I shouldn't be seeing sharpening marks going back onto the back here. Really sharp. It's really sharp around here. And then the big one is, if you look, it looks like there's a pin or something that was in there, and you can actually see where it followed through into the jimping. So this one, I mean, hardware wasn't right. The little ends, I don't know what you'd call them, the fittings that go in, that the screws go into, they're not knurled. There's nothing to hold. Now, I mean, I could say that this could have just been an older Strider, but it's got the Boss USA mark for the hardening. The Strider mark doesn't. It's not. None of the etchings or none of the markings are cut in as deep. The gunner grip just doesn't feel right. I had it apart and I looked at it, and if you can see that there's two washers on one side, one on the other. Doesn't look right here that where the detent ball was, it's just chewing that up. And I mean, I cleaned it up just because I just wanted to make sure, you know. But then here was the big glaringly obvious issue. The stainless steel handle. It's a steel handle. It's not titanium. Clip's not titanium. It's not titanium. It's not. Pretty good. I mean, it's passable fake if you had it in your pocket and you were walking by. But like I said, why would anyone do that? I don't understand why companies that, I'm telling you, this could be, if they had a different design, could be an amazing knife. It's done pretty well. The grind was good. The handles are nice and tight. There's no gaps. The jimping's good. Lockup, I mean, it's steel, so it's not too stiff. I mean, I'm not going to flip it open. You hit Strider thumb real bad because it's not very finished around it. But I just don't understand why these companies that can do such a good job just decide I mean, make your own knife. Sell it for like $40. Make a knife. Make a knife that's close to this. I mean, people like the design. Make something that's close, not the same. Don't make it the same. Don't use their maker's mark. So I don't know why these are so popular. And I watched a video yesterday, and I'm not going to call the guy out, but he's got a channel, and he's like, I bought a fake Sebenza, and I'm going to do a review on it. Why? Who gives a crap about a fake knife? May as well show them your kids' pictures to hang on a refrigerator, because guess what? No one cares. I'm sure you do, but no one cares. So, I did have to get stitches. I did have to. It was stupid. It hurt. So, so some of the other things that's wrong with this, the pivot's not right. It's not the right color. Nothing about this is right. And I mean, I don't get what the popularity is and what the intrigue is with having a fake Sebenza or a fake Strider or a fake, I mean, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. So, I haven't decided. This is probably going to wind up in the trash. I don't know. It may wind up in like an emergency kit as something in case you just need a knife. Because it's not bad. I did some cutting with it just to see. I was curious about what kind of steel they might be using. And it seems to have held. I mean, it's, let's see. Oh, yeah. And I didn't do this. This is not my edge. I didn't do this. If I'd done it, it would have been not quite as shallow an edge, I don't think. It would have been a little bit steeper angle because it looks like it dug down pretty far into the blade. But I mean, but you can see grinds aren't quite right. The tip isn't come down just right. It's ground a little bit differently on one side than the other. So, I hate that these even exist. The fact that these exist, whether you like mixed Strider or not, people are like, hey, these knives are so expensive. I have news for you. When you pay a knife that has a lifetime warranty, that's what you're paying for. That's what you're paying for. It's probably, in actuality, if this was an actual Strider SMF, I think that's what these ones are, the smaller ones, you would be paying, you know, if you weren't getting a knife that was, you know, Strider quality with out the lifetime warranty, that they back their work and you send it back to them. And I've seen people that have just destroyed their knives just out of stupidity and doing things they shouldn't have done. And Strider fixes them. Yeah, I ground the lock bar. I didn't know what I was doing. Nah, we'll fix it. I mean, like him or not, like Mick Strider or not, you know, there's some controversy. There's always controversy around like Mick Strider and Anthony Marfio, and more around Mick and his, people say, you know, his made up military stuff. I don't care. He makes good knives. I don't like the designs so much, but I can appreciate the fact they are very nice knives. I watch Robbie's video. Watch Smoke Eater 908 take his Strider, the fixed blade, I can't remember which one it is, and hammer it into another knife. Hammer it into a tree and stand on it. And if I remember right, I think he had to cut a section out of the tree to get his knife back out. You can't argue on that quality. That's yeah, I cut a knife in half with my other knife. I want that knife. I don't want that one. I want the one that you use to cut. So, I mean, you can't argue that they're good knives. You know, all the other controversy aside, I've sharpened a lot of them. They're nice. Thank God they get nice and sharp, and they're well built. Do get some. I've had a handful of guys send me knives and say, "Hey, can you fix this?" And they'll send me a knife, and I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, send it to me, and I'm thinking I'm gonna sharpen it, and there's a note in there that says, "Hey, I sent you my knife. Can you fix it?" What's wrong with it? And then you get it open. There's lock rock, and I think this one doesn't. This one locks up really good actually, but it's stainless. Didn't even it's steel. But not touting the merits of it. I'm just saying if this company that makes a fairly decent knife would focus on making a design themselves, could probably turn a very good profit. It's not a bad knife. It's just what it is that makes me want to throw up about the fact that it's a quality knife that's a fake. And I did message Amazon again to no avail. Tibet is still selling knives on Amazon. I went on a tirade and forgot what I was talking about. Send me your knives, I'll sharpen them. Come to San Diego, we'll drink beer and go to a race. I don't care what you want to do. I didn't put any videos up since Sunday. I've had a crappy couple days. It's been crappy. It's been bad at work. It's been hectic, and I hear other people talk about, you know, working in a bank. Oh, it was so hectic. And I was like, yeah, you work on a military installation? Do you work on the second largest military installation in the world? No? Do you work in the security section of the second largest installation in the world? No? I don't want to hear it. Well, my computer went down. Really? Watch the news and see the things that we have to think about. Your day is not so bad as when things come flying across the news about overseas stuff or local stuff like San Bernardino. Your day was not bad. My day is 9 hours, and sometimes it's 9 hours of shit. So, no, I wish I could remember what I was going to talk about before I got on a tirade about these could be good knives if this company would just stop faking their trademarks. I mean, it just irritates me. Why? If you've got the talent to make knives, make your own. It's obvious that they have some talent. You couldn't have, I mean, dead center. It's dead center. It's not bad action. It's just fake. Fake. You're stealing. You are stealing from Mick. And I went on, apparently, this is what I was going to get. This is what I was going to, I'm sorry. Thank you. There we go. I'm just a big dummy. Mick Strider Customs. Somebody told me that you can get a Mick Strider Custom for like $90, $120, full titanium frame. And I was like, no, you can't. I'm telling you, I talked to Jim Skeleton about the one that he had on Instagram because I was curious, because I've never looked into it, but I saw that nightmare grind beast that he was carrying, and I'm like, I gotta know. I don't want to reach out to Mick and Mick Strider Customs, but I gotta know. $1,300 Sometimes you can pick them up for that. If you don't, you're looking at $1,900 in the secondary market, maybe more. You cannot get a Mick Strider Custom for $90. Think about what you're saying. If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. So I'm like, but they're telling me, I was like, where can you get that? AliExpress, DHgate. I'm like, knockoff central. Great. You're shopping at the Amazon for knockoffs. And apparently American Amazon is the Amazon for knockoffs. Tibet. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep calling this out until Amazon listens. I might only be one person, but if I keep making enough videos, people will happen upon them by accident. And I will continue to do this. So we're at 15 minutes. My videos seem to always wind up being 15 minutes or more. But it's just, this is so much great. And when I find out for sure if that Sebenza is fake or real, you may see those 2 fake Sebens. If there's maybe one real one. The kid had some really nice knives in there. Just cold steels and things like that. I'm probably going to wind up getting rid of them and selling them. But yeah, don't do this to yourself. Because a guy like me that knows knives will see the knife that's in your pocket and say, "Hey, is that a Strider? Let me see it. Let me see it. You should probably just throw this away." And I'm going to be disappointed, and then I'm going to be disappointed in you, and I don't want to talk to you anymore because you're a fake and a liar. It's just all there is to it. Be real and be honest. That's the biggest thing you can do in life. My grandfather told me at the end of the day, it's not about what a man has. It's about what he can show for his life, and did he live an honest life. And if you can look at yourself in the mirror in the morning and know that you're living an honest, decent life, then I guess you're doing it right. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. This is a lie in your pocket. And if I catch, I will call people out. I'll take a picture of you and put it in my video. Hey, look, this guy was carrying a fake Strider because he's a jackass. You know? Don't take money and put it into people that are stealing. I mean, you may not look at it, "Oh, I just bought the knife. I didn't actually do it." Well, guess what? You were an accomplice. Ask a cop. If you had anything to do with the theft, you were an accomplice after the fact. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. Get the lies out of your pockets. If you can't afford a real one, save. I have been saving $15, $20 here and there for the better part of a year for my Grimsmo Norseman, and it's going to be in Damasteel, and I'm not going to look for a fake because I want the real deal. So next knife after that's probably going to be a Ferrum Forge NTAC. I did call, I didn't mention them in my video, but Ferrum Forge knives are amazing. They are amazing. I have a personal affection for the Grimsmo Norseman. Maybe that's why I didn't call it. I mean, it would be a close tie between Ferrum Forge and on a production level, no, Dave Dang's knives, but Ferrum Forge knives aren't on a production level. They are something different. They're a lot like John's knives. They're something different. They're that I can't figure out if they're full custom. I can't feel if they're a mid-tech. And then you look at me and I'm like, look in here real close and see if you see anybody that cares what you label it. It's an amazing knife. So, so Chris and Elliot, I'm sorry if I didn't call you out as the gold standard. Your knives are amazing. And the daughter wants to come back up. And she said, thank you very much for commenting on her axles. And she does know how to do sow cows, Elliot. So, I'll probably have an NTAC before too long. There's some of them still in stock. Maybe I shouldn't tout the merits until after I get one. Maybe you should ignore what I just said and don't buy an NTAC. That way there's still some left for me to buy. So, all right, I'm going to sign off of here and drink some beer and maybe lay down and try to forget today ever happened. So, if you want your knives sharpened, like I said, feel free to send them to me. Email is still the same, gunmonkey1974 at gmail.com. Almost forgot my email address. And I will sharpen them and get them back out to you. If you try to get in touch with me in the month of August, there's a good chance that you will not be able to get a hold of me any August. I go to Japan with my wife. My wife goes to Japan for the entire summer, and I go for about 3 weeks. So there will be, I will make sure that I try to set it up so my email notifies people not to send me knives during that period of time. But, so, other than that, YouTube, you have a good evening. If I get drunk, I might post another video. There might be something I find that irritates me that I'm going to rant and rave about. Don't buy fakes. Don't buy fakes. Stop making fakes. Make your own knives. You've got the capability. It's obvious. So, all right. Take it easy. Have a good evening.